What up? What up? Fix the screen a little bit more. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. I didn't have time to get into hair and makeup before the show today, so just one of those days, you know. I'm sure you guys do. Ashley, what's going on? Thanks for joining me. I have time to hold on. Share for me, please, like I'm doing now. Regina, Ebony J, Erica. Anybody has been following my post today. It haven't been a real positive day, man, with just all the stuff going on in the world. Cops shooting people like this. It's a pretty hot shirt. You know what I'm saying? Cops shooting people in the back and a young white kid killing protesters or whatever. This hasn't been a great day for me. So it ended up working out though, because this is going to be one of the easiest shows I had to prep for, because I just want to talk to y'all. I want y'all opinions in regards to like what are we like? What is the point of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point of talking about politics or being outraged by like the stuff that's going on in the world? Like, what is the point of this, man? Because I ain't gonna lie, see, today I felt like it was pointless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like, and I enjoy doing the show and I enjoy talking with y'all, so I don't want y'all taking it that way, but I don't know, man. It felt pointless today to me. Talking about politics when you got stuff, you know, like petty squabbling between the left and the right. You know what I'm saying? When you got like people dying out here, and I don't know. I don't know, man. Erica said, think of MLK and their struggle. You're right. And I'm sure they had to have days where, you know, they felt like there was nothing that they could do to get the outcome that they were looking for. And they, you know, somehow persevered. But boy, I tell you, man, they make it tough out here. So even with politics, since that's why we're here, Ebony J said, don't get discouraged. Erica said, you think it's easy fighting for it? No, I don't. No, I don't. No. I don't think it's easy. And I'm not saying that it should be, you know what I'm saying? Because typically the stuff that's most worthy comes from like a struggle, some type of resistance, and then you get over that hump. And then like when you get to the mountaintop, since we were talking about Martin Luther King, it is like an oasis up there. You know what I'm saying? So I understand fighting for it. And I get that there's going to be resistance, but I don't know, man. Today this is just one of those days where they just test you, man. Like just everything, like life just tests you. Social media tests you. Like it's just tough. Like today was just one for me. You know what I'm saying? It was just a tough day for me. Regina said, I worked all day and haven't heard any news. I missed what happened. So a couple of days ago, the cop shot unarmed black dude in the back. He had seven times at point blank range. He had his kids in the car. He ended up surviving, and now he's like paralyzed from the waist down or something. And then, so of course, with that you have protests. I can't remember I want to say it's Keosha. I could be saying it wrong. Wisconsin. which the George Floyd thing happened in Wisconsin as well. But so with that you have protests and riots and stuff, and you had like a local. Actually, the militia was from Illinois, but you don't know. Like Illinois is super close to, um, Milwaukee. Like all those towns is really really close to Illinois, and like a local militia. It's all type of speculation that they were like pro-white militia or um, anti-black militia. I don't know, but none of that's been confirmed. I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere. But one of the kids, a 17-year-old kid, um, I don't know what happened before. I don't know what the beef, what they got into it about. But it's a video of him like shooting somebody in the head, and people rush over to the guy that he shot. Like, man, get out of here! I can't believe you just shot somebody. And then he's running away saying, I don't know if he's on the phone or whatever, but saying, "Oh my God, I just shot somebody or I just killed somebody, man." Like he said that, and he runs off and he runs towards police, and so he's running away. So people are chasing him because you just killed somebody. They're trying to get him and hold him until they can turn him into the police, which is you would think would be the proper thing to do. In that course of action, he trips and fall under his own power, like just trip over the road and fell. People are, of course, chasing him. So he turned his AR-15 rifle and shoots at two other people. And as he's getting up, he like shoots at a third person. So he ended up shooting four people, killing two of them. And then after all that stuff happened, he kept running down the street, ran into some police officers who they just let him go. Like they're just like, oh, okay, so we should go down there, and they let him go down there, and they let him go back home. Like I said, all this stuff happened in Wisconsin. They let him go back home to Illinois. He was arrested sometime today, and that's where we're at. So sorry for people that already know. That was just like a kind of recap for Regina who didn't say she hadn't heard what was going on. Angel says social media overload is a real thing. It makes you feel helpless, and most comments are just negativity back and forth. Is draining and negative to have an internet war for sure, and it's pointless because very rarely are you able to change somebody's mind on the internet. It's just set in their ways, and if you can change their mind over the internet, won't be the way that it happens typically. So you're right about that. Erica said, right things will be tough, but we will get through. You're right, Erica. Like, we don't have a choice. We got to keep going. Like we can't stop for our own sake, for the future, us sake, our ancestors' sake. Like we can't stop now, but boy, they make it tough though. Erica said, I took a break yesterday and enjoyed the day with my husband. That's a great thing. That's a great thing if you can do. Very rarely, I don't really. Angel going to say that this is hard to believe, but I don't really calm as far as like I need information. I gotta have information about something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be news. I was sure I can look up, science or whatever, other interests and stuff. But like, I need information. That's how I relax. Like, I like to learn stuff. Like, I need it. Like, I can only do something that's like even playing a game or whatever. Like, it's great, but I can only do it for so long before I'm like, I need information. I need some kind of information. But if you're able to take that break from social media, from life in general, if you need a mental health day from work, I mean, even just the pandemic stuff, like definitely take it. It's definitely mental health days is a real thing that people don't believe exists, but they help. Just having one day off in the middle of the week, having 2 days on, a day off, and 2 days on, and then having a weekend off, or however your schedule set up, it can do wonders for you for sure. Angel said, seeing some people's response online is pure sickening. I'm tired of seeing the hate. Posting stuff doesn't help. What really helps? That's kind of what I want to get to, Angel. So just hold on, stick with me. She also said to Erica that she thinks that's vital to take those days. Erica said the hate in this country has to be acknowledged, even though the conversation is draining and repetitive. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is that we've been saying this forever. You know what I'm saying? Like police have been police in the same sense of the structure since forever, since slavery time, since uh, before America was even a country. You know what I'm saying? Like the structure has always been there. You know what I'm saying? So people talking about injustices, whether racial or otherwise, we've been talking about that forever though. Forever, man. Regina said, thanks for the recap. I was taking the bad from the same negativity, like Angel said. It seems like one thing after another. After a while, I just need a break. Do it. If you're able to do it, do it. I not unfortunately, because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy doing this with y'all. I enjoy everything about this. But I got to have information um, to have and to discuss with you guys. Erica said, but we do need breaks from the grind. She said the grid, aka social media, for sure. I agree, and I guess I just gotta find it. I gotta find my break and figure it out, I suppose. Um, but Erica, speaking of social media and having a platform that um, you can affect change with potentially, and that what also goes back to Andrew's question is what really helps. We had or you had posted. I seen it before, but then you had posted like the Ice Cube video in regards to him saying to Democrats specifically, it is like after the DNC, saying like for the Black community specifically as well, like what are y'all doing for us? Like what is y'all agenda for us? Like Democrats want the Black vote, just like I'm sure Republicans wanted the Black vote, but I get what he was saying. But what? Sorry, but what? Like what is it in? Like what is it? What's in it for like Black people, for the Black community? Like why should we do all? It sounds redundant. This is episode 21. Like so, the past 21 weeks or whatever. Why should we do all the stuff that I've been preaching for the last 21 weeks? Like, why should we go out and vote? Why should we go get Trump out? Why should we get Joe Biden in there? Like, why? Like, what's in it for us? Because if Barack was the president, if George W. was the president, Bill Clinton was the president, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of it, like, really affects us as far as, like building us up. Yeah, they got stuff to keep us down, 3-strike laws, like, in California or whatever. I got, technically, I guess the AR-15 ban kind of came as a thing because like Black Panthers and stuff. So America cool with people having guns is not Black people having guns. So they banned AR-15s for a long time, and I guess that kind of helped the country as a whole. But it made it more difficult for like Black people or Black communities to protect themselves. Like, but like, what have they really done for the Black community? And I'm including Barack in that, for that matter. What have they done? What have any of them done? What any of these regimes? What have they done? I just don't know. Well, of course, the logical, sensible answer about getting Trump out and stuff, yes, that makes complete sense. The logical uh, conversation about saying like something different, like this is not working, so you try something different. But like, what's more different than like Barack and his cabinet that was made up of Black people and white people and older people, not too much younger people, but uh, like just what's the like what changed though? Um, that's interesting. I just made that drink. It's not good. It's not bad, but it's also not good. um, Erica said, getting Trump out benefits us all instantly. How so, Erica? Like in your opinion, I'm not, picking on nobody. I'm just curious, like in your opinion, how does it help? Like you for those of you that didn't see the Ice Cube video, I guess it's kind of hard to reference. But Erica, you seen it, like so based off of what he said, why do you think that getting Trump out will benefit the black community instantly? I'm curious. Virginia said, I couldn't imagine our country with 4 more years of Trump. That alone gets me go. Sorry, that alone goes me is why I would and will vote. Um, that alone gets me. I think she's saying, and is why I would and will vote. Um, I agree. Ultimately, I agree with you, but I just don't. I just don't know the benefit of. I don't know the benefit. Erica, this is. I wanted like rum and coke, but I ran out of Coke or Pepsi or whatever, and so this is this is rum and Kolsch. Like beer is like a Kolsch beer mixed with spiced black rum. Um, it's very strange. Like it's not nasty. It's very weird. I wouldn't recommend it, but I can't explain it. But it's my own invention I just made of rum and Kolsch beer and rum. Uh, Angels to Ebony said, "Can depression stem from watching the news on TV and social media?" I would assume so. I think that's where like cyberbullying stuff come from. So even if it's not a person that you know, I feel like you would like depression and anxiety, that type of stuff, will be able to build from social media. I'm not a social worker, therapist, counselor of any kind, so I don't know. Regina, you cool? Don't worry about it. Erica said, "I'm voting early because he's a con man in the office." Uh, yeah, but no, that's I get it. I get that part. But how does that benefit us though? Getting them out. What is Joe Biden going to do different? Like what or for us? I mean, for the inner city, uh, for Black people, for the Black community. I really wish I had the Ice Cube video queued up for the people that didn't see it, so you would know, kind of what we're talking about. But um, I used to always say this before I was doing this show and all that stuff. I would say like presidents come to Ohio, presidents come to Cleveland all the time when campaigning. They spend millions and millions of dollars in Ohio to campaign on every single channel, on your YouTube platform, on everywhere. Millions and millions each politician, millions and millions of dollars, only for them to win the election, win our vote or whatever way it go, Republican or Democrat, win our vote, and then leave and never come back until 4 years later when they're trying to get reelected. Now I'm talking about the city as a whole, like Cleveland as a whole, the state for the most part as a whole. Like, they come back and talk about, like Donald Trump went and visited Toledo or Dayton or one of these towns. If he want to vote, like when is he coming back? No one will be there. Like no one's coming back until 4 years later. Barack did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They only come here when it's time for re-election time because they want that vote. So you get our vote, and then what? For the Black community, you get Democrats get our vote, Republicans, whoever it is, get our vote, and then what though? Like then what? Like what's the agenda? What happens next? Like that's the discouraging part for politics is like we did try something different, and what we got out of it was a Hispanic Supreme Court justice, which is doing something for the Hispanic people, which is doing something for that community, but not what are they doing for the black community? It's nothing. Ebony to Angel said, yes, secondary trauma. Erica said, it's too late, so wonder. You're right. Ultimately, you're right. I'm just thinking out loud, I suppose, and hanging out with y'all is what I'm doing. Regina said, Trump thinks he can say anything, and it makes it true, or true enough that us dumb sheep, um, that us dumb sheep will believe him. He clearly lies and changes his answers to benefit him. Is all words. Yes, right. That's from the beginning. Like I don't understand how people that has changed their vote from Donald Trump to Joe Biden or whatever. Like I don't understand how people can say like we didn't know or he turned out to be something that that I never knew he would turn out to be this. And my question is always like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you not know? Like Donald Trump has been Donald Trump since everyone knew who Donald Trump was. Like he's been a slumlord and a con man and somebody go bankrupt every couple of years. Like, he's been that guy. You know what I'm saying? So for people to say that, um, like he changed or I never seen this coming. Like how could you not? I'm sorry, I was reading. Erica said, "We got to do what we got to do. We already know what Trump would do." That's true. Angel said IQ was too vague. He made me feel like, okay, now what? I needed to hear more. Erica said Harris was talking about police brutality and how she wants to change that. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. Um, but that's like I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say it's like just the hot, the easy answer right now because especially since the George Floyd and the Armand Arbery, like all that stuff was in. Like it took a pandemic. Like somebody said this like a while ago, but it took a pandemic for everybody to be in the house watching the news, for everybody to kind of be outraged by stuff that they might have scrolled and kept doing, or been too busy with life to see or acknowledge any of the stuff going on. Um, and Erica, you're right. If that's her platform, like, but and I know he still got time, and we haven't had any debates between her and Mike Pence, etc., for her to like lay out a plan or whatever. But I don't feel confident in the change. Like I get it. Like we should vote Trump out because clearly, I mean, like Michelle Obama said, like he's not the president that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like he's shown that he's not able to do his job. So I agree with you. Finding out something different is the case, but for us and the stuff that we're trying to get done, and not even the black community, take it a step wider, like just the regular people, right? The people that watch the show, you guys that go out and work every day. Like, what changes for us though? Like voting Trump in again or getting Joe Biden in there. Like, what changes for us? Like the people on the ground level. Like, what changes for us though? I just don't see it. Maybe I'm just maybe we're just having a bad day and I just can't see the positivity in it. But so look, and what I think you guys are doing, and like I said, I'm not picking on nobody, but what I think you guys are doing is you're doing what typical typical politicians do, which is don't tell me why I should vote for you, or you tell me why I shouldn't vote for the other people. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I understand that. That's kind of how it works. That's a part of it, right? Um, I understand that part, but why should I vote for you though? Why should I vote for your guy? Like, don't tell me why I should vote against Donald Trump. Tell me why I should vote for your guy. That's what I want to know. Angel said, our country is safer without Trump as far as another war. Yeah, I guess so. I suppose so. Um, None of these presidents have done what they said. Barack said he would, close Guantanamo Bay within the first 100 days. That didn't happen. He said that he would bring out so many troops from like Africa or whatever. That shit didn't happen. Trump said the same thing, and there's actually more troops in there than when he took office 4 years ago. So that shit didn't happen. So that's what I'm saying. Like just stuff like that. Like everybody's saying stuff, saying whatever you got to do to get the vote, but like what is actually changing though? Like what is the purpose of this? Like what is happening? And maybe I'm just a naysayer right now, but I would like to be convinced. I would like to talk to anybody, any politician that's locally, nationally, federal, like whatever the level, and convince me to vote for you and not to vote against the other guy. Regina said it would have to be better than Trump. Yeah, I suppose. From a safety standpoint, like dealing with the pandemic, I agree with you 100%. Like just having competent people around you, that alone will make it better across the nation. I agree. There's no reason that our country should be shut down for this long. And Wuhan, China, where the outbreak started, having giant parties at this point. You know what I'm saying? They haven't had a new case since May. Since May. It's the great America, though. So I agree with you, Regina. Andrew said our country has lost respect from other countries. We are not safe. I agree. I agree. I agree. So I agree. That's still not really telling me why I should vote for your guy and not against Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, do Joe Biden have a plan? Have you heard of Joe Biden plan as far as like the connections across the world, like with different countries and stuff? I haven't. Andrew said our country is so divided it feels helpless. Yep, it does. It does. I feel like the hopeless, helpless part of it is that it's been happening for so long, and there's still like not an actual game plan, like a universal game plan from anybody, especially on a federal level. Especially when you got let's say Barack. Like everybody want to use Barack as the Democratic savior, like he could do no wrong and etc. Um, but he was coming from Chicago, which even in 2008 wasn't like a great place to live as far as like the local people or the black neighborhoods or the South Side or whatever. But he didn't. What did he do? And I ain't saying it's one of those things where you should, take all the guns and send in the National Guards or whatever. But like, what programs did he instill in inner cities? What did he do? I feel depressed. I feel depressed, man. Like I feel depressed now, and I feel like I'm taking it out on y'all. But I'm not. I'm really not trying to. I'm just trying to get understanding, and to have enough wherewithal to like to just keep plugging along, and so not even for you guys because it's easy to get up for a show. We're not saying with y'all because like we have a discussion and dialogue and. I might bring up something that you guys haven't heard about, like the thing going on like in China with the like the Muslim slaves and all of that stuff. You haven't heard that show, be sure to go back and watch it. But yeah, like just I can get up for this show, but just as far as life, like long term, feel like you can actually make a change. It's just hard to get up for it right now. Andrew said Biden and Harris have more class. Trump is classless. No argument there for sure. Erica said Joe Biden was talking about Black Lives Matter, school, healthcare, student loans, pandemic response. Yeah. What's the plan though? Like, how are you going to redo healthcare? Like, do you have a plan to get rid of student loans or to slash all student loans by 50%? Like, all right, so I have heard this pandemic response plan, but what about Black Lives Matter? Like, he already said he don't agree with defunding the police, which is fine. I'm not saying that's needed, but like, what agenda for Black Lives Matter is he backing? Like, just talking about, I'm talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about it. But, like, what's the plan, though? I don't know. I hate to be so negative. I really didn't mean for it to be negative, but I did just want to have a discussion. Just to think about it. Like, don't just do it don't vote Democrats because we're all Democrats in here, or, because I don't know how you guys actually identify. You might just hate Trump, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just think about why we're doing what we're doing. So not only big picture for the country and outlook for other countries, but like also in your neighborhood, in your area. And I'm speaking nationally about the presidency. We all know that the most effective things to do is to vote for your local people, because that's where it actually affects you more. But just putting out stuff for presidents that has ignored our communities for so long. I just don't see the point in it. That's all I'm saying. Let's finish up here. Angel said, she said, I'm sick. There's nothing to question. Vote Trump out, period. All right. Well, that's why I'll leave it then. I don't want to go against that. She said, at this point, can we have a worse president? No, you're probably right. You're probably right. Angel also said the stuff he says made me sick, for sure. But like kind of like you said with the Ice Cube thing, he said make them earn your vote. Like how? Make them earn it how? Do they got to call us individually? Do they have to speak to an area individually? Do they have to speak to a certain group of people individually? You know what I'm saying? Like make them earn our vote how though? If you guys can think of something, we could talk about it next week too. I know I'm up against my 30 minutes. If you could think of a way that Democrats or Republican, whoever it is, can earn our vote and don't think they're just going to get it because they're Democrats and our parents was Democrats, or because everybody knows a Republican and I'm going to be a Republican, you know what I'm saying, no matter what. Like, what can we do, black or white, whoever you are, to make politicians earn your vote? Like, what can they do to earn your vote? And for some people, I'm already aware that it's going to be not being Donald Trump will earn you my vote. And that's fine if that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? But if you got anything different than that, then I would love to hear it. Andrew said, no point pushing what condemns do. Erica said, we have no time to get depressed. We should keep it moving. Once someone else is in office, then we can talk. I don't know why I feel like this is a reconstruction time. Yeah, it is. When you look at how many committees and stuff Donald Trump has took down, how many policies he's took away just because Barack had his name attached to it for no other reason, um, then yeah, it is like the next person, Joe Biden, would have to reinstate all this stuff. Like he'll have to rebuild all the stuff that Trump has tore down in these 4 years. So it is a reconstruction era time. We are coming out of a depression economy wise, So yeah, it would definitely feel like a reconstruction era for sure. Ebony J said, "It's sad, but at this point, we don't really care about the plan. We just want them out." Yes, that's sad. Yes, yes, that is sad. You're right, and I'm not saying I disagree with you, but if that's all we're going by, that is really sad. It just really is. She also says, "For me, I'm looking to get more involved and hoping that others will too." For sure, I agree, and I'm still gonna keep chugging along. I'm still gonna, look and see what stuff I can do to help. I don't think I'm going to volunteer for the polls like I thought initially, but just other things I can do to help people register, to help remind people that early voting starts October 6th in Ohio. So make sure you do it as soon as possible. So I'm still gonna do my part, but it's like what is it? Questions that make you go, This is one of those things for me. Like, what? How do they earn our vote? Like, what can they do? Regina said, "Okay, just a thought in my head. Obama will always be my president. If he chose him as a running mate, that is good enough for me. I literally cried for his farewell walk. I hate everything about Trump. I can't even stand his face. If Barack and Michelle can speak in favor of Biden, that's good enough for me, and that's fine. Look, I can respect that. I would wish it would be more. Like I wish it would be like, something that you heard or something that you felt off of what they did. Like not that he was on somebody else's coattails, but I agree with you. I agree with your assessment. I agree with your judgment of people based off of other people. Just like if you had a friend, a best friend, and they brought around this other person, like you would assume initially, well, if that person's friends with my best friend, then they must be a good person. They might not be great, but it got to at least be a pretty decent person for my best friend to hang out with them. You know what I'm saying? So if Barack is your president and you rocking with who he rock with, I completely understand it, and I won't fault you or anything for that. Not even a little bit. Erica said, "Drop off ballots, getting people voting early." I thought about like collecting early voting for people who were nervous about like voting by mail, but I also thought how that might look, or if people ever felt like my vote didn't count, or like something fishy happened when literally all I did was took, maybe I have a lockbox or something, put y'all votes in there, and I just take it to the Board of Elections and dump it inside of the thing. The optics of it might look weird or whatever, but if that's what it took, like if we was willing to do something like that, I would damn sure be down, like for sure. I already thought about it. I just don't know how to ensure people would trust that we're going to do the right thing. But Erica, if you can figure that out or got an idea or something, we can definitely work together to do that, because that's something I have definitely thought about, whether it's early voting or people that just can't get out to the polls, people that want to mail them in or whatever. We can just go drop them at the Board of Elections and make sure that they're getting their vote counted. She also said, "I watched Biden's DNC and I see future moving forward." Angel said, "It's the only silver sliver of hope now. A change has to come. We can't do Trump 4 more years." I'm with that. I agree. So I guess make it happen, and along the way, like Ebony J said, we'll figure out the plan, I suppose. All right. Well, as long as I guess we can agree that Ronald Reagan sold crack, I'll be happy for the day. All right, man. So I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all joining me and listen to me sad rant for 30, 40 minutes. I appreciate it. If you guys got nothing going on, we got the I Said What I Said podcast coming up right after me. Of course, we'll share the link out and everything. hop over there for a little bit and see what they got going on. Talking about what else? Oh, so Sunday we're gonna have a guest on, a financial advisor. The flyer should be floating out there now. I think it was set to go off somewhere around 7 o'clock. So be on the lookout for the flyer. You want to do some information. If you guys got any financial questions as far as saving and investing and whatever, like just money questions, write them down or send them to us in a message. We'll write them down so we can ask them. I think it's going to be a good show to learn some things. If you are interested in getting into the stock market or just being, smarter and better with some money, because that's never a bad thing. So like I said, thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out the I Said What I Said podcast on the back end of this one. I think they start up at 7:30, so you have about 15-minute break. Go show them guys some support. Be sure to listen to the Endure the Course podcast. She got a page on here. I'm sure you guys seen by now. You can always search anywhere for Enduring the Course, just like Epiphany Media. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Sunday. I promise I'll be in a better mood, even if I have to drink this entire. Like, look at the stuff in there. Like, look at the color. It's gross. Even if I got to drink this whole thing before I come in the air, I promise I'll be in a better mood. So y'all take it easy. Be safe out there. Salute to the city as always. And, I'll see y'all Sunday.